Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorp International. Well, there's been some major track work done. We've fitted quite a lot of track, permanent. We have from there, where it came, this has got a riser underneath it, and it was temporary track, if you remember, to a bit of a circle in that area to join onto the inside line. Well, now it's in its proper place, and it goes round over that point, and then it'll go down there, and there'll be another point somewhere which will join the inside line. You'll notice where that point is, there's another track connected to it, and that's how stock gets from the fiddle yard to the inside line. It comes up there. So basically it comes up this track here. This bit of track also has a reverser on because the polarity is different when it joins the inside line. Even though it's very interesting, these two lines are wired the same in polarity, but because the inside line changes direction, as in it's not always on the inside because it goes underneath the station and stuff, so that line is classed as the inside, but when it gets over there it's on the outside. And it's all the way around on the outside, so the inside line is going to be closer to this. And the polarity is the same as the outside, but because it's changed direction, then it isn't. The colours are on different sides. So I had to put a reverser in there, and just where those orange snippers are, that's where there's a join, and a length engine, a full length train can fit on there and change, so that's nice and safe. And I have fitted it down here, and that's that unit there, what does the reversing, and they work very well. And it also lets me do block detection, which is very important for myself and for iTrain to use it. But I just thought I'd move this train round. I'm going to demonstrate something what has happened because of the way I've done the track work. It wasn't planned in, and this all changed, if you remember, months ago when I decided, oh dear, Japan runs on the same side as England on the left. And I had to change the way I was laying the track. And it's worked out, actually now, even for the better. Because when anything comes off the helix here, it always joins the inside line. And that's how it was meant to be. And anything coming from England or through England joins the outside line. And it can go back that way. But now, because of this bit of a setup, I can actually get that train to go onto the outside line. Now, I could have done simple point from one track to the other to make it do it. But I'm trying to make Japan quite simple to run. And make iTrain work in a way that it'll really make it run really nice. But if it wishes to have a play, it'll be able to do something I'm going to show you manually. But what I thought, I'll just let you listen to this engine, because I said it was sound. And I'm very pleased with the sound on this. It came factory fitted. So I'll only move it round to be over there, and then I'll turn the sound off. It has all the normal, you know, the horns, the bells. But as you can see, when things come down the helix from America, but it might not be an American train, I know this is, it's going to be crossing the Japanese lines, what could have 2 Japanese trains running round, and it's just going to look ace. That's going to be, I can see that from where I sit, and it's just going to look great. I'll just put in a clip now of that train with the rest of its wagons and 2 Japanese trains running, and you'll see what I'm getting at. This will make a good scene. This could happen. So, as you saw that clip, you know, that was just great. So that's running onto there, and that's the next block, and I'm going to make that block long enough to store a train before it joins the inside line. So it's got somewhere to wait, and then it could have 2 trains waiting there even. It's going to be really fascinating. So we'll just stop that over there. Now none of the points have got motors, so I'm going to have to go around there and change that point by hand. But we'll just let it shut down. So I've got a Japanese train just starting to run round now, because I have got a circuit up, and there's just temporary track from over there right to the glue bottle all the way around to there where the wires are. That's just temporary Kato track. But as you can see, it running round there, it's going up a very steep incline. It's not the incline what will be there, because it's those temporary packers. But we'll get this train to now back up, and if iTrain was used reversing that, it would be in shunt mode. It would know that it's got to go slower. But I'm just going to reverse it, not go forward. I'm just going to reverse it round a bit faster than shunt mode, basically. So you can see it run round here as there's a Japanese is running round the main circuit. Now, due to the polarities, I've had to change the polarity on this next block, which the engine is in now, and it will click when it gets down to this one and change it to what that bit of track down there is. And it's just due to how the layout has worked out. So that has come down the helix. That would be going under the sea there, of course, would that? So if I now drive this forward, probably bright colour. and this is heading up to the outside line from the helix, which was never planned for that to happen, but because I've had to alter it, and if I can get it there before this Japanese train gets up to the point, it would have to wait there before it can join the next block. And that's where it's going to get really nice and interesting, and iTrain doing certain things with it. Now, I can, with any block, restrict the direction. So if I wanted to restrict the direction of that it only goes from right to left going up there, I could do. So iTrain wouldn't be able to back it down. I would be able to back it down manually, but not iTrain. But I might just leave it alone to see how it does. Because if it's a train like that with a cab at both ends, it would just run normally. But I don't want trains to run through the fiddle yard the wrong way. So I would have to stop it from going any further than the block what is behind me. Sorry for the moving around. So this block here, which would have to be naturally long enough for the whole length of a loco and its wagons or coaches, which is designed to be, I would have to have that. It can't go any further beyond it. It would have to send it back up. But that will make it very interesting. So I've laid about 8 or 9 lengths of flexi-track in the last week, and 1 point. I've also weathered 4 more flexi-track, and I think I've weathered 4 more points ready for laying this week. But it's quite exciting. I'm really tempted to grass this area here and put some snow on it to get the feel of the snow scene. Now you could say it looks like snow already, but you know, I've got to try and make it be as real as I can with grass under it, and some trees. The one thing about the trees, we was talking about these trees, they haven't got to have any growth on, as in leaves, but it makes it harder because a lot of the leaves cover the actual branches, and then it needs to look right. So it causes other problems in a way. You know, when you look at these trees here, you can't see most of the branches underneath, but they're all going to have to be on display because naturally all the leaves drop off in winter. So it's got to look good, but then I can put snow on. Now it won't cover it, of course, like a tree, you know, but it'll have it on some of the branches. So that's going to be quite interesting. I might just put a couple of trees in there for me to have a play with it and do a bit of ballast to see what, if I, well, I am going to do it in grey. I do, you know, I think it'll look great because of the Kato track. That's got grey ballast on already. So thanks very much for watching as this train goes by. If you can hit the like, anybody new, if you'd like to subscribe and follow this journey what I'm on, and I hope it's all interesting. And if you hit the bell, it'll notify you of when new stuff comes on. So thanks very much, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.